They said the truth was buried deep in files they tried to burn. David's on the mic now, it's the people's turn. From shadow men in black to creatures in the mist, he's cracking open secrets that the government dismissed. Spooky lights above us, he's tracking every blink. Aliens, cryptids, yeah, he's making you think. With a journal full of clues and a wild-eyed hunch, he's talking ghost towns, lost time, Bigfoot's lunch. Old Dayvid don't know, but he's looking for the code on a long dark road where the weird ones go. Mics stay hot when the stories unfold, digging through the static for the truth untold. From pyramids on Mars to sounds in the night, he's chasing after whispers just beyond the light. Tinfoil hat, nah, it's a crown for the bold. Turn the dial up, these tales don't grow old.
Welcome back, everybody. It's David from Down the Rabbit Hole, and this is Dayvid Don't Know. Today, I get to interview Dr. Rebecca Foster. And I have her credentials set up here. Let me pull them up because she's got a lot of credentials, y'all. Check this out. All right. Boom. Dr. Rebecca Foster, clairvoyant medium. She's an advisor. She's an author. She's a public speaker, and she's a researcher. Please welcome to the show, Dr. Rebecca Foster. Hey, Dr. Foster.
Hi, how are you?
Oh my God, I'm so excited to meet you. This is awesome.
I'm excited to be here.
Well, yes. So, get a little close and personal here.
Okay.
I wanted to ask, well, actually, the reason, you came into my orbit is because I interviewed Ronnie, and I wanted to show you a real quick clip before we get started.
Okay.
Actually, before we do that, even, I have two quick stories to tell you.
Okay.
There are paranormal stories that I pick up from rideshare riders, and today I got two. I actually got three, but we're going to have time just for two. They're really quick.
Okay.
The first one was from the very first rider I picked up, and this gentleman, we had a really nice conversation, and he found out that I did what I do because I have a page called Down the Rabbit Hole on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all that stuff. And so he told me, he said, I don't really tell people this because people think I'm nuts. As a matter of fact, when I saw it, people thought I was nuts because they were there and they didn't see it, but I saw it. So the story goes, he, in Syria, he lived on basically this building where you can actually sit on the rooftop. On the roofs of these buildings, apparently, there's not like a guardrail or anything. You can actually just sit at the edge, which is freaky to me. This guy's scary. Yeah. But sitting up there, and he says he's studying because he was a dentist in his home where he came from, and he was studying, and he saw what looked like a shooting star go across the sky, and he thought, wow, he was just admiring that. And then there was another one, and then he said he saw a series of these things stop. And then there were 400 of them in the sky. And he was in shock. He went to grab his phone and he was screaming because there are other people up there. As soon as he turned around to take a picture, they were gone. And he was screaming for people, and he got their attention, and they were looking up. There's nothing. He told them, I saw 400 of these things, these bright, they look like stars that stopped in the sky. And they all said, you're crazy. Stop smoking whatever you're smoking, that kind of thing, right?
Of course.
Well, story goes that he felt that it was a message from God. Okay. And he decided to come to the States. He thought that was his ticket to come here. It was his message that you need to leave this place and you need to go there. And so he went through the whole process. He goes, it's years and years and years of this.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to get here, but I'm here. I'm working at this place. I'm happy. I feel like that changed my entire life.
Interesting.
Such a beautiful story. I was like, wow. So that was the first story. The second story was from the very next writer, whose name was Elvira, which caught my attention like that. The song went in my head.
Uh-huh.
I could hear the song, and I remember.
really thought like the Princess of Darkness. So
Yes. So I don't know if you know this, but I'm the Duke of Darkness. So
okay.
close, kind of close. But that's also the same thing I thought, because I used to watch her show. I loved
Me
her
too.
show. It was
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to get her on.
Peterson. Yes, I was like 14
Yeah.
when I wrote to her, and I was like, I want to be you when I grow up, and she's like, just keep dreaming, honey. She actually wrote me
Really?
a letter back. Yeah.
She respond. Oh, she's so cool, man. I think she's
I
one of the
know.
coolest. I really want her on the show big time. I haven't reached out to her yet, but I will. I'm
She's
gonna.
fabulous. Yes, good person.
And so I that's the first thing I told her. I said, I was about to sing the Elvira song to you, but I figured you don't want to hear it because you've heard. She goes, yes, thank you for not doing that. Everyone sings it to me, and I am sick to death.
It's not the same thing, I don't think.
Well, there's an Elvira,
Right? Yeah. I
So
don't know
yeah.
if it's the same person they're singing about though.
Right, it's not. It's like it's just a whole other song, and then there's the Elvira, the Princess of Darkness, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we just had a conversation about that, and then she told me a story that I was like, it really shocked me. So her story was, she's retired and she's in her 60s, so she has not been to work in 30 years. She said.
Okay.
That's what she said. 30. Now that I think about it, it doesn't kind of make sense. But anyway, she says that she was a nurse in a hospital.
Okay.
And she never really had any experience except this one time. She went into this hospital room where there was a 3-4-year-old boy who was very, very sick. They didn't think he was going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So she's there. She's doing her rounds. She's checking on him. And when she walked in, she noticed he was just him. There was no one else in the room. And when she looked again, there was a person standing besides the boy, looking down, and you couldn't see his face, is what she said.
Right. Yep. It's like her grandfather or something. His grandfather. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, that's what I thought. That was my first thought. It's got to be a family member. She says, no, it wasn't. I couldn't see his face. And when I said, what are you doing here? Because she thought it was a person, right? And he pointed at the boy, this person. Well, I said, did it have a hood? Why couldn't you see its face? She goes, yes, it had a hood on. And she told him, you need to get out of here. Leave now. Right?
Because she thought it was a person.
She thought it was a person at first, but she now thinks it was death there to collect the boy.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I'm like watching the story that you're telling me and watching it, and I'm pretty sure it must have been like a grandfather figure coming to pick him up, that maybe he looked like that or whatever.
Maybe. That makes more sense to me. But she said that when she told him that, he turned completely around and then walked and disappeared.
Yeah.
And then she left. And the boy, I asked because I was very curious if he had passed or if he survived. He survived.
That's awesome.
So he made it, right?
That's
and
awesome.
She says that was the only time, and she wasn't sure at first, but she now believes that what she saw was death. And the reason why she says that is because she claimed, she was a nurse, so she saw so much death.
Of course. Yeah.
So much. So that's what she believes. I thought that was a crazy story, man. I was like, I have to tell that one. Dr. Foster's gonna love this
stories.
one.
They're fabulous.
Yes,
They're both
me too.
Pretty much right on. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, Dr. Foster? Do you think that death appears or it like shows up? Is that a thing? Like, what do you think about that?
I'm sure that people, I'm trying to think of all of the years I've been doing this for so long. Most of the time, people are met with someone that they know or recognize, so that there's like less fear. Okay. But there are people that I've talked to that have left and walked alone until they gain some faith. Most of the time, though, the people that I talk to, they're met with loved ones. And that's why when you were saying that, I was like, oh, that must have been a grandfather or somebody come to just to carry him out or help him through, watching over him. But I don't think, I'll tell you the truth, I've never seen any entity or spirit named death that has shown up for someone. It's always been someone that they love or angelic presences. So it could have been angelic that was just watching over this little boy to make sure he gets healthy or to help, to make sure he heals. But I've never personally seen death. I've seen hell, I've seen demons, but not anything named like death.
We're definitely gonna get into that part, what you've seen there, what you were just talking about, because I'm very intrigued by that.
Okay.
But I wanted to show you a quick video of how I came to know you. Let me just show that real quick to everybody.
All right.
Seen myself and three other people had seen a orange ball of light in Salt Fork State Park in the frickin' forest, moving around just like an orb. And we watched this thing break into two eyes and become an 8-foot shadow. It formed
Whoa.
into a Bigfoot in front of us.
What the hell?
And this was after I threw a rock at it because I thought there was somebody in there. This is like 12:31 in the morning at the Ohio Bigfoot conference. I thought there was somebody in there with a red lamp on their head
Yep.
fucking with us.
Right.
And I said, throwing a rock, and Dr. Rebecca Foster, who you should have on, clairvoyant medium, she was, we watched this thing essentially just form. And then we had our friend Jeff Byers that was with us, was like, okay, get ready. They're going to start surrounding us. And I'm like, hey. And we start hearing footsteps and stuff. And I ended up seeing one walk into the moonlight off to the left.
Phew, right for the street.
And when we turn back, this, I look and Dr. Foster's bent down looking straight ahead, and I'm looking we're seeing glowing orange reddish eyes, right? We shut off our flashlights, and this thing's rocking back and forth in front of us, like just kind of keeping us occupied while these other ones are coming around us.
Oh, son of a bitch.
So when I snap back this way, she's bent down looking ahead, and it's gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was pretty amazing. Literally, it was that night we were just leaving the conference and it was pitch. I was by myself in my car, and then Jeff and Maddie Blake and Ronnie were in another vehicle, and they were down like maybe 10 cars. And I looked into the woods and I was like, what the heck is that? So I just took off to the woods, and then they thankfully followed me. And we stood out. There was a pathway to our left into the woods, and we stood at first at the entrance, and we were watching this red light, and it was literally bouncing. And we thought, okay, there is no road, there is no campground, there is nobody that could be possibly out here. And as tall as it was, as high as it was, there was no way. And we stood there for a long time debating on what could this possibly be. And then we walked down this pathway, and we got to a point where we stopped, and what Ronnie was saying, I felt like all of a sudden we were flanked, and we had like at least 3 or 4 around us. And I turned, and Ronnie was to my right, and I said, let's just watch through the trees. So we look, and there was enough light. We were truly in search of the red lights. That's what we were trying to figure out. What is this thing that has these red eyes? Because everybody talks about eye shine. And we were looking for the eye shine. We were looking for this Bigfoot. And I said, watch through the trees, because you can't hear them, but we'll see it move. And we're both watching, and I'm down here watching, and he's watching, and this thing just goes, phew, like as silent as possible, straight through the trees. And we were like, what? So it was super monumental. It was amazing to see this thing, and it was big. It was tall. We're talking pine trees and stuff, and in the forest these things grow forever.
Yeah.
But when we got back to our cabin, we were one cabin away on the end from this frontage road that went. So from your perspective, there was an incline all the way up, this pathway, and then this incline all the way down towards what looked like a lake or water. And we had enough moonlight. We didn't have flashlights. We didn't have phones, cameras, nothing. Maddie just happened to have a recording device. So he turns that on, and he's carrying it. He's walking here. Ronnie is ahead of me. Jeff Byers is way ahead of us. And Maddie goes, I don't feel so good. And I said, well, they'll do that. They'll actually zap you if they don't want you in the area. And I shit you not, as soon as I said that, we hear this barreling down this bluff, barreling in front of us towards Jeff. And we all catch a glimpse of what looks like a bear, but then it stands all the way up, and it's huge. And we're like, Jeff turns around and he goes, run! And we literally left him in the dust. And then Ronnie and Maddie and I are laughing our butts off. and we turn around to make sure Jeff is alive. But it was the coolest experience we've all had. I mean, it was just a fantastic night together. Yeah.
Well, he said that whole experience where you all just started laughing, which doesn't seem like the normal reaction, right?
We were laughing our butts off because we knew we left Jeff behind. I still laugh about that. You know, I actually, when we were out, I had a friend of mine he's Mohawk. He's up in New York in Syracuse, and he helped me put together a ritual to help remove another Native woman from my home. And I still had this recording on my phone. So in the middle of the woods, I didn't tell anybody. I just started playing it. And he's like, oh, no, going to home. He starts speaking in full-blown Native on my phone as loud as possible. And I think everybody pretty much crapped their pants. It was so man, he's like, can you tell me that you're going to whip out some shaman voice? But that was the whole spur of the evening. It was like, I think, a nervousness that we had because we knew we were in the midst of these ginormous things. And what do you do when you summon an elephant? What do you do?
Yeah, right.
You run.
Yeah, you don't get stomped. You run. Exactly.
What are you going to do? I mean, we are all there for this. But I guess the afterthought is, what do you do when they present themselves to you? There was no plan for that.
Right.
So we ran and we laughed.
Did he get it on camera? Since he had his...
didn't. We had nothing. We had no flashlights, no cameras, nothing.
Yeah.
Maddie had it recorded. There is their podcast does have the whole thing recorded. So you'd have to go into Monsterland and ask Ronnie about that. There's a visual podcast, and then there is also an audio of that whole thing that is funnier than blazes. But it is
he told me, and this is what really struck me, is that he says he saw it. It looked like like the red orange light, and then he saw what looked like hair around, like it. Okay, then he said that you said it's going to run from left to right or right to left or whatever in 15 seconds.
Right to left, boom, boom, and it did. It just like right.
And he said, "How do you know that?" And you said, "It told me."
You can, they have mind speak. So they'll speak, they talk, even when you're not in their well, let's back up. When you are in the presence of a Bigfoot, of an alien, fairy, any of the elementals or the cryptids, it's like the only way I can put it is they mark you. They know where you are, when you are, where to find you, how to manifest, which portal to jump through. And it doesn't matter what I'm doing. If they show up, I'll stop to talk. But they will find us. And there's a group that's in Southern Ohio. There is a group in Eastern Ohio that I've been with, a group in Springfield, Illinois that I've been with, and then a group down in Florida. And they all have different people, different leaders, but, and it's a big but, they do travel through portals. So Bigfoot that I have dealt with in Springfield, Illinois, have met me in Ohio. They've taken my gifts from Illinois and put them where I can find them in Ohio. Like they know where I'm going.
Like what gifts are you talking about? Like
I leave them gifts. I always leave them something or other. And bracelets, jewelry, shiny things, glow sticks, peanut butter, little plastic diamonds, which is what I had clear plastic diamonds and some amethyst and quartz that I'd given to them in Illinois. And those plastic diamonds ended up where I had been gifting in Ohio.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they didn't trek the way there. You think they went through a portal or a
portal? No, yeah, they totally use portals. They cloak and they use portals. They don't have to travel the land at all. If you try to go film them, they know this. They know all camera equipment. They know you've got a phone on you. They know you've got cameras. They know your intention. And if you try to go film them, you will not catch them unless you catch them completely unaware and surprised. You're not going to film them. You're not going to catch them. They will present to you. But that's why whenever I go into the woods, I literally lift my shirt up enough to where they can see my waistband. And I'll turn in a circle. Like I have nothing. I have no phone. I've got nothing on me. And then they will present. They will talk. They will share. They will play. but not if you're out there like this. They
Right.
won't, they're not going to do it.
What's the difference between, let's say, channeling a spirit or hearing or seeing a spirit and seeing or talking to a Bigfoot? What is the difference?
There is no difference. It's literally this. They use my same channel. They use the same channel.
Okay,
The same
interesting.
thing. Yep. No, it's no different. And I know I can trust the channel, so that might be why they come through there, but they have the same feeling. It's because we're all frequency. We're all
Mhm.
energy. It doesn't matter if there is something here without a meat sack on it. If it's a ghost and you've got a cloaked Bigfoot, we all have energy. So they'll present in the same kind of energy and way. The only difference is they will visually present themselves different.
Okay.
That's the difference. Like Bigfoot will show themselves and they do look very similar to what people think they do, but they don't look like an ape. Like you can't just take a gorilla and blow it up and there is a Bigfoot. They don't look like that.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So, and you've seen one, right? You've seen what it looks like for
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. That's awesome. What do you think about the Patterson film? Is that one? Do you feel like that's one?
Totally. I completely and totally believe that. Yes. And the reason I say that is because I know Bigfoot is real. And as far as Patty goes, I'm almost 99.9% sure that is real. And I read people pretty much instantly. And
Mhm.
I've been around Bob a lot. And there is not a lying bone in his body. What he saw is what he saw. What he did is what he did. And it is 100% real, 100% true. As far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned, Bob's an honest person.
That is a very compelling piece of footage that I've seen. Like you can see the muscle. Like you can actually see the definition.
Right.
A contusion. You can see how they're walking is so amazing. How Patty walks. She doesn't fully extend her leg.
No, and
that's impossible.
You can't copy it. You cannot, as a person.
I've tried.
Copy it without looking stupid. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't. You just
So,
can't do it.
I was thinking about this the other day and how Ronnie's book is called Interdimensional and how I think part of what you have discussed, he also has said, like, I think he got some of his thoughts from you about this.
Well, let me correct you there. The reason that Ronnie and I click in the first place is because he had, when I first met him, my energy was drawn to him in such an honest way because he has this native background in native studies. He understands the whole Bigfoot phenomena, and he has connections to them that there are people in the Bigfooting community do not have because they're searching for a physical, living earthbound being. That is the problem. Whereas Ronnie is very much on the right path to understanding that these beings might be here, but they are not stuck here. Right. And their frequency is so high that you could be standing right now within a foot of them and you would not know it. You just wouldn't know it. But Ronnie's different. Ronnie is connected on that level of higher understanding. I think he has also, in the last few years, even expanded his vibrations and his frequencies through other means. And he's removed, from what I can see, any kind of chains or limitations of the earthly or the monetary or material level as well, which have then expanded. Like he's let go of so much earthly stuff that it has allowed him to expand. And I think it would just take him that much farther beyond what you would obtain if you were simply looking for an earthly monkey or primate.
Right.
So I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, not at all. I think he's great. Meeting him, talking to him, I find that he is something that I want to aspire to because he is not only is he very kind, very nice man. He's respectful. He takes the time. You know what I mean? He's like on a whole other level, and I admire him a great deal. But I was thinking about this whole portal thing. It's got me because I always ask anyone that is in that has anything to do with Bigfoot, I always ask the same question, but I already know what you're going to say, so I'm not even going to ask you that, because the reason why we can't catch Bigfoot is because he gets away. He's able to get away. But what if the port takes him to a whole other place, like a whole other planet? What if that's where they live and they come here? Okay, so that okay, good. Because I was like, what if that's the thing? What if they just don't live here? They go out there and live in this other place, like a whole other planet, or I don't even know what I'm saying, like anywhere else.
Yes,
and then they just
that's what they do.
So why would they come here? What do you think they get out of it?
Because I think that this Earth provides them with things that their planet will not, or where they're located does not. They also migrate. So you might find them in your location in the summer through spring, let's say March through October in Ohio, but they leave and migrate to Florida, to southern countries on the states as well. Besides the interplanetary kind of aspect that they're not, I guess, just stuck here like we are. They migrate for not just for food, but also for breeding. They partner up and build partnerships. So they have like the alpha, like the maternal part, the paternal part, but then you've got the alpha, female and male. The matriarch, patriarch kind of thing. They do not interbreed. They cycle through to find mates for, I want to say, post-teen levels that are not going to ruin their lineage. And you'll find right about now, they breed all through the spring to the fall. And you'll find lots of babies out there, and juveniles are like crazy right now out there. They're crazy out there. Yes. Everybody knows about it too, except the people that choose not to. Everybody knows. The government is fully informed about these things. They all know about them.
Do you think we have captured some that the government won't tell us about? Do you think that's a possibility?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. There's more than that, though. It's more than Bigfoot. Dogman is real. Werewolf, Dogman, that's real. There's so many things out there that people just think, oh, it's fake. I haven't seen it, so it's not real. But they're out there. They're listening to us talk right now. They know that I'm on with you right now.
I have and I like that you put today's date on your right next to your name, because today I actually posted a video that the gentleman that heard it, he thought it was a werewolf. My feeling is that it was Dogman. Yeah, because he says in his truck he's really high up, and this thing was like, not only was he driving down the road, this thing was running by his side and looking in at his windows, his passenger window.
I would not have stopped. Not for that. No.
Yeah. He didn't. He shot at it twice and it fell.
It's a different.
And then he said he turned around and he came to go and see, like, he was sure he killed it, right? And when he turned around, he saw what he said he saw was a car and a man and a woman outside the car, an older man and a woman, with a shock expression on their face, blood that was like, I guess it just kept running, right? And so he says he got visited like a month later by government officials that basically told him he killed one of their assets.
Because depending on where you're at, especially if, oh gosh, I don't know what I should be talking about, because I already have people listening to everything I'm talking about. But let's just put it this way.
Okay.
There are things out there that the government is aware of, and they are what you said, assets. I would, if I saw Dogman or werewolf, I would not approach it in any way, shape, or form. Would I go near that being, because that is not friendly. Just know, Bigfoot's totally different. It's sovereign. It's beautiful. It's healing. It's wonderful. Dogman is not at all. Wouldn't go near it.
What is it? What is Dogman?
It's like a werewolf. I wouldn't go near it at all.
So you think they're the same thing, kind of?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's also, if you're talking in the world of cryptid, you're also talking about mimics. You're talking about wraiths, you're talking about skinwalkers. I hate that word. You're talking about all sorts of things. And if you have a portal, you've got all of these things coming in and out of it. Gosh, I need to stop talking. I don't know how much I can share. But I'll just talk until
Okay.
I'm told to shut up. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you've mentioned a rake. What is a rake exactly? Because I'm still fuzzy on the whole thing.
Well, they're not. None of it is good.
Okay.
Absolutely none of it is. It is almost. I don't want to call it demonic. It's not demonic. It's an actual cryptid being.
Mm-hmm.
But
Go
they're
ahead.
not. Those skinwalkers, mimics, they're all like, for as far as I'm concerned, they all fall into the same category of stay away, say your prayers, use your faith, use Bigfoot as well to combat them, to work against that, protect yourself from them. I would not. I put it this way: if you're in the woods and you hear somebody call your name and you don't see them, don't go in that direction.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. My kids
So
know the fact. My kids know that.
do you guys camp at all? Do you go camping?
Yes. Actually, I thought in the last couple of weeks, I thought my 15-year-old kind of walked away, and he said, "I'm going to go walk in the woods, but I'm going to get some walkie-talkies first." And I was like, "Great. Don't go by yourself without the walkie. I need to get a hold of you."
Yeah.
And I went, no, didn't take the walkies, never came back, and he was gone. And I'm yelling for him. No answers. People are yelling for him. And finally I called his phone. I said, "Where are you?" And he goes, "I'm not answering you until you show me." And I was like, "Good boy. Okay, fine. It's me. I'm calling you right now. Come back." So we finally met him, but he stopped, he hid, and he literally would not come out until he saw me.
Oh wow.
Because we've heard things that sound like each other by other people.
Like
It's
mimics,
not us.
right? Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, a mimic. I don't even
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
I don't even. So you had contact with aliens as well, correct?
I did. Yes. Yeah. I've had
Which ones?
I'm thinking these are more grays, but I do talk to so many other types of extraterrestrial alien aspects, and then hybrids. So it started with the alien stuff when I was 8, and I actually saw a ship, and I
Mhm.
watched it for, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe, went to get my parents, came back, and it was gone. And then a couple nights later, I was awakened about 4:30 in the morning, and I was on the top bunk in our apartment. We were like the first apartment building in Orland Park, Illinois. We were the
Mhm.
first one. And this ship had appeared in the cornfield across the street. And all of a sudden, I look down and I'm awakened. I'm looking at the end of my bed into the hall, and there's two of them standing there and just like, "Hi." And they're waving, and I was like, "Hi." And we did this for a long time. And I sat there pinching myself, smacking myself. I'm awake. I am awake. I am sitting here seeing them. And they looked towards my parents' bedroom, looked back at me. And I laid back in bed and went, "What the heck is going on?" I'm 8 years old.
Oh
And I
wow.
sat back up and they were gone. So that convinced me of seeing what I saw, seeing them, that there's aliens, there's actual alien energies out there. And it was about the same time. Well, I have to go way back for that. But when I was really little, I used to also see pixies, fairies, trolls. They're about this big.
Mhm.
And they used to play on the windowsill in Michigan, our cottage that we had. And they would play outside the window, but they would bloop right through the window, float around in front of me, play games. They were beautiful and lit up. And they would do that with me until I fell asleep. So
Wow.
I used to see that every single night, and we would just play. And that convinced me of that. So I was like, okay, we've got Bigfoot, we've got fairies, we've got aliens. So Loch Ness Monster's got to be real as well, whatever. So I've always been convinced of that too. But having seen all of these other things,
Mhm.
and then seeing ghosts constantly starting when I was 4, just it's been my life. And yeah, people, you don't just tell people this stuff because people think you're nuts. You have to
Right.
vibe. You have to figure out is this my tribe? Are they going to actually, stick a pit? Everywhere I move, people are like, we're going to stick a burning cross in your front yard because they're going to find out what you do. I'm so used to it. So seeing what I've seen, experiencing what I've experienced, you have to go out and be open to it. But the best part is this, like that woman who you told the story of, who was a nurse and walked into that room. When you are unaware and not expecting anything can happen.
Yeah.
And that is one of the best experiences. She didn't expect to not see anyone in the room, so it's all possibility. That's why her brain just shut off the idea that you can't see anything. And walking in, she saw something. And then when she finally realized that, wait a second, he's not even real. But for a moment there, he was.
Right. And she actually spoke to, or she talked to it. He didn't really say anything to her.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. There's a funny point to it. She's Hispanic. I'm Hispanic. And the whole going up that way, we were taught that basically, no, you didn't see it. You know what I mean? Like, you saw it, but no, you didn't. So
yeah,
the idea is to ignore it, don't pay attention to it, and it will not infect your life. Okay.
That is true. I do the same thing. I ignore mostly everything I see, especially in my home.
Oh, I could not imagine, Dr. Foster, having that in your home. Like, I feel sorry for these people who have those problems where they have to have someone come and do something because they can't. Oh,
well, if you're afraid of it, then then you get someone in there. But everybody in my house sees everything all the time, and we just ignore it. We just don't even listen, or we'll be like, "Hey, how you doing? I saw you." Yeah.
So, are your kids also gifted? Do they also have the ability? Wow.
Yeah. So they're all gifted in a different way too. So my son and daughter are very much like me, but my other son, he's 14, and he sees straight up demons and angels constantly, all the time.
Oh my God.
Things that won't present to me, especially the demonic things, they won't present to me at all. They just disappear. As soon as I walk into a room, they take off. And you're like, well, they just left. Well, that's because they don't want me to see them. But he has seen them since he was little, tiny, barely could talk. And so they're fun to take on places and locations and stuff because they offer
everything they can see.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so you had mentioned that you had seen, or I had seen somewhere that you had mentioned that you had come in contact with only 2 demons. Is that still the case, or have you seen more?
No, I don't. I think that it's still at that. They're not as common as people think.
Right.
I think people mistake hurt and pained human energy for demons.
And I think you're right about that. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Because if somebody is still living within the human aspect of who they were, they're still feeling, they're still experiencing, they're still understanding the pain. They haven't cleared through like that heavenly light. They haven't gone through to open up and realize, oh, okay, now you're going to, if somebody was crazy in life and you come across their ghost, they're going to be crazy in the ghosty life. If they used to bite and scratch, they're going to bite you and scratch you now. It doesn't mean it's demonic.
Yeah.
It still is terrifying.
Right.
But it doesn't mean it's demonic. And I haven't come across much that is truly demonic. It's mostly just nasty human energy.
Can you talk about, well, first, before I really want to talk about that, but do you think, because this just popped in my head, do you think, like, if you're alive and you're a horrible person, like when I was younger in my 20s, I was an angry person. I was angry. And if you came up on me and you gave me attitude or anything like that, I let you know. And it was not pretty. And I'm not like that anymore, thank God, because I grew out of that. Okay. I learned, why am I upset? Why am I angry? I worked through all that stuff, and I'm in a great place now. Right. Do you think, though, if you were to die at a point where you're like that, could you, in the afterlife or whatever you call it, can you change there? Can you be a better person there?
Well, the human part, if you are human and you are nasty and you die and you, for whatever reason, don't want to move on, you're going
Mhm.
to remain in only what you knew as a human. And if you choose to move on and you go to the light, or you
Mhm.
go to the light, um, all of that is washed. And then all of a sudden, the reality of who you are, who you used to be, the purpose of your contract, why you were here, how many past lives you had, that all becomes knowledge again.
Yeah.
But right now, we're not given instruction pamphlets, so you don't know why you're here. You don't know.
Right.
It's a game of levels, and every level has a boss, and you have to get through that level to move up. And some people don't make it past the level.
Yeah.
They just decide not to be here anymore. And so I'll tell you this. Um, I real quick, I had a woman come and she asked if I could find someone who had passed that had zero faith in life. None. Did
Mhm.
not believe in God, did not believe in Christ, didn't believe in any of it, thought it was all bourgeois. And he came through and he said that he showed me that he was walking down a dark tunnel after he died. And he came to what would be just a door and then nothing. There was nowhere to go. It was just a door and nothing. And he said that he decided when he fell, he jumped out of this door and he said, God, if you're real, then present yourself. Like, let me know you're real. He said as soon as he was falling, as soon as he said that he heard music and singing and voices, and he turned and looked, and behind him was this heavenly place. It was just this, it was that moment of faith of, if you're real, I'm
Mhm.
falling right now, but if you're real, show yourself. And it was that moment of faith that literally sucked him up, like, phew,
Oh
and
wow.
he went on. And he believes that it was that, just that second of, if you're real, let me know. And it was that small, mustard seed size that
Right. Right.
pulled him up. And because he thought he was probably just falling to hell at that point, and he was not. He was probably just falling to
I feel like it
like
would have
a
been a
great.
purgatory type thing where he's
Mhm.
just falling
Yeah,
forever.
just falling.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So the whole demon experiences that you had, honestly, at this point, because I have every single day for Down the Rabbit Hole, Monday through Sunday, I'm looking for videos. I'm trying to find something that I can share. I feel like it's worthy, right? Pictures, videos, anything. I come across so many demon videos that are not, I don't listen. It's gotten to the point where I almost don't believe in demons. It's like to the
Yeah.
point where, you know, only the ones that you read about, like, Leviathan or the actual ones that are, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And so
They're
it's
real.
hard for me to believe it. But you're saying they're real and you've experienced too. Can you talk about that?
Well, yeah. So I the one that most memorable. Um, I was leaving the doctor's office with my son, and this woman
Mhm.
come flying up to me, and she's like, "Are you Rebecca Foster?" And I said, "Yeah." What? Who is this person fighting? How do you even know I'm at the doctor's office? And she said, my sister's in the car and I think she's been possessed. Can you come to our house? And
Oh
I said, I
my
can't do it
God.
right now, but I'll be over.
Uh-huh.
And they're having, I don't want to call it a party, but they had a whole bunch of people at the house, and her 7-year-old son, the baby was not there, her husband, and all of his family and friends. And so I said, well, you just do your thing, act normal. I'm going to investigate your house and see if I can find out where this demon is. And she is sitting on a couch like this, and I am across the room from her in a bedroom where the baby had been playing, and the dresser just went and fell
Oh
and just
God.
missed the baby, one of those chest of drawers. And multiple things had been going on, but she was terrified. So I take out I have one of the best cameras. It is an old, very low pixel, like Nikon camera,
Hmm.
but it's one of the ones you still have to stick a card into. And that is my ghost catching camera. That one catches everything. And I heard, "Hey, you bet you can't find me." And I was like, "Bet you I can." And I went out into the room and I opened the door and I went, "Oh no, I am not going into any basement, especially this one, because that's where it was coming from." And I
Oh.
closed the door and I heard it again, "Bet you can't find me." It was like the creepiest thing. And I was looking around and I heard, phew, it went up the upstairs. So I fly up the stairs after it. I'm snapping pictures as I go, can't find it. And I hear it laughing again. It's downstairs in the living room. So I go back downstairs and all these people are down here. I go back into the bedroom. I look out and I see it with this woman. And I went, snap. And I snap this picture. And she's sitting with her arms like this on the couch. And it's behind her. And it's like this. And it's literally a skull. That's all you see is a skull that is grinning, this shit-eating grin from behind her face. And as I'm standing there, I put my camera down. She goes, boom, and she flips back against the couch like she's bent over backwards on the couch. And I throw my camera down. I go over to her. Everybody's, they're freaking out. The whole family has booked. They are outside screaming. It's me. And I am straddling this woman on the couch. She's foaming. I pull her head forward. Her eyes are completely rolled back in the back of her head. She's pure white. And I am praying over here. I'm doing the Holy Cross. I'm expelling this thing from her. And I said, and I yelled, "Someone get me some holy water." Mm-hmm. And her 7-year-old walks up next to me and hands me this bottle of holy water. And I am putting it on her. I'm doing everything I can. He's sitting, the 7-year-old is praying with me. The adults are outside screaming. She finally relaxes, like she's like this, like seized, and then finally relaxes and comes forward, and she's groggy. Her eyes come back to normal. And I was like, "Girl, you need to get out of here." This thing is bad. And I'm talking. Everybody finally comes back in to make sure she's okay. This thing is still in the house. And I got my stuff together and I'm talking, and I get to the door and I'm getting this, "Get out, get out, get out." And I'm standing at the door saying, "You need to move. Like, you can't stay in here." And I'm getting shoved out the door by this thing. I said, "It does not want me here. It does not want you here. It wants you, but it doesn't want you here." And I got home. I pull the SD card, put it in my computer, and I'm looking through my photos, and I catch the photo of this thing behind her. Mm-hmm. And I sent it to the guy who had been with her, who got his email, sent it to him, and I deleted it. I didn't even want it in my present. I didn't want anything to do with it. I'm sorry now that I deleted it.
Yeah.
I
understand. I understand why.
I didn't want it in my home, near my kids, on my computer. I didn't, because they can find you. When you see stuff like this, when you record it, when you watch it, you're connected. We all have a lasso. Like, we have this electric energy. Like, we wrap it around people at a distance. We feel the situation. We have empathy for it. If it's spiritual in any way, if it's demonic, instantly it finds you. Instantly. It will locate you. And that's why I have all this stuff in the house too, because I read for people over the phone. And if they've got any kind of weird ghosties or attachments, they may show up for the reading as well. But if it's demonic, I try to keep the reading as fast as possible, give the person as much prayer as I can, explain what's going on, and I try to cut the cord immediately.
Right.
Yeah. But everybody does it, they don't realize it.
Right. And because you do that, you've never had any issues where something comes through or finds you or anything like that?
Oh no, I have issues all the time. It's constant. Yeah, no, it's constant.
Oh, it's part of the. Absolutely constant.
I'm just used to it. I guess my faith is so strong. Like, I know that I have like Christ cross welded to my spine on the inside. I know that God is within me, works through me. I know that Christ works through me. I know that power is genuinely real. And that's where I get my connection, my conscience, my soul, my knowledge of right or wrong. That comes from Christ consciousness. And they have zero power against that. But people who have little faith, that immediately disappears because they don't know what they're searching for. And they lose, like, oh my gosh, what do I have to protect me? And it's
Right.
nothing of the earthly stuff is going to protect you. There is no rock, there is no stone, there is no cross, there's nothing that's going to protect you. It has to be within you. And that is still terrifying. It's still scary.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
Because
still scary.
they definitely want you, especially those who are weak souled or weak.
100%. Yes.
So there's a book that I read, and I always bring up. It's called Journey of Souls. Have you ever read that book?
I've heard about it. I have not read it, but it's been recommended to me before.
So it's Dr. Michael Newton.
Yeah,
and
I've heard of that.
So I've been a devout Catholic that's how I was raised.
Okay.
And then I read the Bible cover to cover, the Old Testament, the New Testament, and I became an atheist. Right. And for the longest time, I was in that state, but I wasn't an angry or hateful, or I didn't hate people who believed. I was happy for them. Okay. But after reading all this stuff and all these books, and it wasn't for me. Right. And so then I changed back to, I'm like in the middle right now. So it's like the way I believe in this stuff, it's not exactly the same as everyone's, God and that kind of thing. I read this book, and that's what brought me from being an atheist out. And the way you've explained, I've already heard you say a couple of times, like reincarnation, for example. You believe in that? Okay.
100%.
So,
yep.
Yeah. So this is like that. Basically, he's a hypnotherapist, a scientist. Basically, also he's a doctor, and he's trying to help people using hypnotherapy. He accidentally found that he took someone back to the previous life. And he didn't know what he found. He was like, what is happening? I asked him about this, go far back, and they went to a whole other life.
Yes.
And so he started to really dig deep into this, and he has a whole book. He has a series of books. He has
I'll have to read it.
Yeah, and he has a series of hypnotherapists out there. They're still there. He's no longer with us, but his group is still out there, and they do specialize in past life regression, that kind of thing. And it kind of opened my mind to the idea that maybe everyone is a piece of the divine. Like the soul 100%. Is. Yeah, okay. So I think you and I are in the same place here.
Yep.
But I really believe that. I really believe that we go into a place after we die called the source. That's where
a collective.
Yeah, basically the same thing. And we're looking at what we learned and what we didn't.
Yes.
Right. And we're trying to figure out, okay, did you level up? Do you have to go back? That kind of thing. But I've always been fascinated by that. It's just been, I'm grateful for that portion.
No, and you know what? To address what you had said, I grew up Protestant Presbyterian churches. All my friends were Catholic, but I went to all their Catholic services. If we wanted to have a sleepover, you have to go to church with them, morning or night, didn't matter. So I absolutely love the Catholic faith. It is something I truly fall back on and lean on when I am doing anything paranormal, because I believe in all of it. And I believe in the archangels. I believe there isn't a day that I don't fall back on that as my strongest faith. But I will say this, religion, because I've studied religion so much. Religion is what you make of it, but all the religions are the same story. They are literally just rewritten according to the politics and agendas of the people in that area of the time, because you're going to look at Hinduism, you're going to look at Buddhism, you're going to look at all of these things and find there are bits and pieces that will make up the absolute truth of what spirit and the universe and conscience and the collective is. And we're all just a bit of a synopsis. That we all have that we're a piece of the nerve. So I tell people, if you wake up one day, because people ignore the spiritual side, there is a holistic aspect of who we are. We're mind, body, and spirit. You can't just treat the mind, because you have to have your mind and your body on board. You can't treat the body because you have to have your mind and your spirit on board. Everything has to be healing together. And the aspect is this: you wake up one day and you're having a horrible, you're depressed, you're sad, you're crying, you can't figure out why, you're just mopey, you don't want to get dressed, and then you turn on the TV and you find out that there was a huge explosion across the world and war has broken out and millions of people are dying. What's happening is this connection that we all have out of our head, this connection, this cord, there is hate, anger, sadness, despair, ruin. All of this is millions of people are sending this to the collective, and it's raining down on the rest of us. And now we're feeling what they're feeling. So the only way to combat that every single day is love, gratitude, forgiveness, all of the higher frequencies that people, it's too exhausting all the time. That's why people choose hate, anger, everything else. And people wonder why. And then you've got people awakening that have never been awakened, and they're experiencing all these high frequencies that cause us to vibrate at a higher frequency, and they liken it to anxiety. And now they're on new meds because that's what the government and everybody else is like, oh, you've got anxiety, here's a med to shut you up and quiet you down again. We don't want you to wake up. And don't even get me on conspiracies, because they've all come true in the past 10 years. So
pretty much, I can attest to what you just said about medication, because when I was still married, I'm no longer married, but when I was still married, this is about, 10 years ago, longer than that. I had I lost my job. I remember I was laid off and from a really high paying job. It was a great job. I lost it. I got depressed because I was having to do odd jobs and other things just to make ends meet, right? So it was depressing to me. And my wife said, "Go to here. I'm gonna send you here." So send me to a psychiatrist. She sent me to this doctor. He asked me maybe 5 questions, and I remember the last question being, "And do you have any family members that have any kind of mental issues?" And I said, "Well, my sister has bipolar syndrome." "That's what you have."
That's exactly it.
I'm going to prescribe, and he prescribed me a cocktail of mood stabilizers, essentially. There was like all these little pills I had to take, on one big one. And so I started, right?
Yep.
And I lost who I was for a year.
Yep.
Because nothing, I couldn't get happy or sad at all. I was right here like a robot. I would watch, I used to love to watch stand-up comedians or comedies or anything like that. I couldn't laugh at anything. Nothing made me laugh.
No, you're like dead.
I was dead, and my wife loved it. She loved it. And it was the best time for her. And then I remember she says, "You make sure you get your meds back." I said, okay. I never did it. And it took about 2 weeks. And I don't recommend doing this. It's very dangerous to stop cold turkey on these kind of medications. So I don't recommend. I want to let everyone know that. But I did it, and once I came off it, I was free and happy again.
Yep.
And pretty much after that, the marriage kind of dissolved. So, because I felt like I was in a cage.
No, it's horrible.
It's the worst. I couldn't stand that life. It was a very sad life. It was a whole year of my life gone.
Yep.
So
it's to numb people. It is to turn off the psychicness. It is to stop people from awakening. It is to keep people afraid. You're feeling this way. You're feeling that way. Go on this med. Every other commercial is something to numb people and to turn off that part of the brain. And I think of all the people who suffer from anxiety, who have stressors, if they just, I know this is crazy because there are people who have chemical imbalances that absolutely need medical help and clinical help. Right. They need it. Yes. But if out of the blue, if you've never experienced anxiety before, and now all of a sudden you are, I would say take a moment to really assess where you are and what you're going through, because you might be ascending, you may be awakening, and it is not fun. It is terrifying and painful and scary and feels like you're dying. Literally. Yeah. That's what it is.
I've always felt, because anxiety has always been a part of life. Mm-hmm. You know, you're going to go to, like I just dropped off this guy who was going to his, a job interview, was anxious about it. And I get it. I get that. That's part of life. But if you're always anxious, I don't know about that. Yeah. I try to tell people, if you feel that way, what helps me, because I don't really get this way, but I like to practice gratefulness.
Yes.
Gratitude. I love to say yes.
It
right?
changes the whole thing. Singing, humming, yes,
Think
gratitude.
about what you're grateful for. Think about those people in your life that matter, that make
Yep,
a difference in your life,
yep.
and always just practice that. Just think about that, and all the anxiety and sadness and all that stuff for me has always kind of gone away
Yeah,
because
if
I'm
it's
too
not
busy.
chemical, if it's
Yeah,
not something serious, you're right, it'll dissipate. It'll just go away and changes your whole way of thinking,
yeah.
being.
I was not
Exactly.
bipolar, but bipolar people say that.
I was diagnosed as schizophrenic when I was 15.
No,
The
really?
doctor made me take a 500 question test because
Uh
I
huh.
was naughty. I was just a defiant child. So my mom had me go to this psych, and I could read people. So I was messing with him the whole time. And he made me take this 500 question test, which is actual, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And I answered it. Do you see dead people? Yes. Do you believe in devils? Yes. Do you see demons? Yes. Do you see angels? Yeah. I was honest.
Yeah.
And when I went back in, he was like, I just need to tell you, either you're in front of me. He said, either your daughter is crazy or she lied on the whole thing. I said, I'll take it again. Do you see devils? Nope. Do you see angels? Nope. And I finished the test, and I said to my mom as I handed it to him, if you ever make me come back and see this crazy man, you will never see me again. Because
Hmm.
he was ready to medicate me,
Oh yeah.
diagnose me schizophrenic, all this
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
And it's terrifying
Hmm.
to think. I mean, that's a past life nightmare come true.
Yeah.
You sticking me in a mental hospital. Um, so this time I avoided it.
So do you think in a past life you were
Oh,
subjected to
absolutely.
that?
I can't even
Oh.
barely go into a mental hospital
Oh
that is even open or abandoned. Especially if it's abandoned, it means it's old and horrible things happened there. It's bad for me. It's terrifying. It's one of my scariest things.
oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah. Have you ever
Yep.
seen like Amadeus?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you remember the loony bins there?
Yep.
That is
That's the stuff that terrifies me.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
straitjackets and the drooling and being forgotten in a corner, frontal lobotomies, electrocution, all that stuff. I
Yeah.
can terrifying.
But this one is all like it was open and everyone was running about in this place. One was in a cage that was a lay down cage. It was
Yeah.
just I was like, I can't believe people treated people like this. It's
They
ridiculous.
they do. They do. And they did up until what? Like the 70s or 80s?
Yeah. Even yeah, maybe
Mhm.
even the 90s, man, because there are
Maybe
some
in the
places
90s. Exactly. Depending on what the
ugh.
institution is. They may even still do it for fun. Who knows? People are sick.
So there's one more thing I caught that was very interesting to me, and that was the idea that you actually, or not the idea, you actually helped solve a murder.
I have a couple, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Help solve quite a few. Yeah.
Please tell me. Can you talk about some of that, or is that
Yeah,
something
no,
that's
there was real simple.
Mhm.
I don't jump on all of them because they don't believe that they don't want to they get so many tips, but
Right, right.
there was one murder was in Omaha, Nebraska, and I don't know how it came across me at this point. I don't remember, but I do remember I remote viewed the house and they had a husky, and the husky told me that the husband had murdered the wife and how he did it. So I got a hold of the police and I was like, hey, the dog just told me this, that, and the other thing. And it was so right on with what they knew that nobody should have known it. It was right after it happened that they
Mhm.
were able to question the husband, and they charged him with murder because of that. Um, there was,
Did they catch him and tell him that the
yeah,
dog?
no, I
No.
don't think so. I think they
Okay.
took what I said and questioned with the evidence. Then they were able to put two and two together.
Wow.
I did go to Nicole Brown Simpson's house after her
Oh
murder,
wow.
and
Yeah.
yep, and that is OJ absolutely did it, but there was two people
Mm.
involved. I didn't get involved with that one, but that one was absolutely
So
true.
was that? You think Kato Kalin was there? Possibly.
Um, I, I know he was there, but I don't think
Did
I don't think he heard
anything?
anything. No, I think he was telling the truth when he was saying I didn't hear anything. I think from where I was standing, he was somewhere else, much further
Oh,
away.
got you.
In the
Okay.
apartment.
Wow.
There was a case where this little girl, Evelyn, I don't even know, she was 4 or 5. She was up in Iowa. This happened probably 15, 20 years ago. Evelyn Brown, I think was her name. But she came through to me, and I got a hold of the police chief up there, and I said, this is what Evelyn said. And apparently you and this other officer were standing, they do this all the time, but you and this other officer were standing by the scene and you were talking about this. And she wants you to know that she had ice cream with Jesus, and that this is who did, like, mom and boyfriend. And she went through and gave so much evidence. I don't think they've ever really been able to solve the case because they don't have hard evidence, but the police know who did it. I don't think they've ever been able to charge. What was the other one? There was another one I was just thinking of that. Oh, one that was so cool. I was doing a reading. This was a long time ago, probably 25 years ago, 30 years ago. A mom came and asked me to do reading. Know nothing about her. Her daughter comes through and starts telling her that she was murdered. Mom already knows this, that she's missing. They haven't found the daughter. She's been murdered. And I said something. She wants me to say something about Fuzzy, like Fuzzy did it. It was Fuzzy. Well, Fuzzy was the boyfriend's name.
Oh, nickname?
That was his name, Fuzzy.
Holy crap.
And she went on to say where he took her. And the mom took this information at this point, takes it to the police, and the police show up at my house.
Wow.
Now the police and the detective wants to know what's going on. So the two of us go to where she had shown me. We find all of the stuff that she's talked about, but we still don't know where she's at. So I'm like, let me just give me a moment to see what else comes through. Well, then she came through. Golly gee, I hope he doesn't watch this because I know he's out. But she said that he murdered her and stuck her in some cement in his back porch.
Oh my God.
And the police, years later, a couple of years after that, were able to go, and he is a construction worker, and he had murdered her and poured her into the cement of his backyard, and they were able to dig it up and find her. Yep.
And he's out?
He's a lot. He's out.
Fuzzy.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Yeah, I you know what's crazy is I know people that know him that may watch this. So you could just be like beep and bleep out his name or something. There we go.
For sure. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
That was very, very cool though. Yeah.
Wow. It's impressive. Can you pick up anything on me? Is there anything you can see from just
talking to you? I can tell you. Yeah, I can tell you that you're about to, if you haven't been afraid of this or still afraid of it, that you're about to take on a new opportunity where work and career are concerned, that you look like you may have been avoiding for a while, that it's been an opportunity that repeatedly, maybe 2 or 3 times, has shown itself to you, and you've blown it off, maybe for marriage, maybe because life happens, but it's repetitively showing itself. And it's something that you would look at and go, I don't know if I should, I don't know if it'll be a good idea. It looks kind of scary. I've never done this kind of thing before, or I've never approached it like this, but it's totally new to you. So they show it as like an opportunity arriving. And it's funny because although those 2 other boats are there and this new one is here that represents this new opportunity, you're still like this, and you're looking at the boat out in the water, and then you look back to the inland area. And that means that you're totally torn between something that's going to take you away from your comfort and what you know, and being comfortable or being around the people and places and stuff. And it's work, money, finance, and those things will also lead to a relationship or a change in a relationship as well. And I'm going to say God never dangles carrots. He doesn't provide an opportunity or an inspiration to do something as a joke or a hoax. It's there to say, this is available for you because you wanted it. You don't have to take it because you have free will. But by all means, keep doing what you've always done.
Okay. That's good information.
And,
I'll
and
say
I will tell you,
this. Okay, please,
well,
please.
yeah, the one thing about it is when you set out on that journey, all of the resources you need will not yet be present. So you
Okay.
may step forward towards it and go, I want to do this. I just don't know where I'm going to get the money for it. We'll figure that out. I don't know who's going to help me with this, but I'll figure it out later. So those resources will come eventually. You won't have all the answers when you set out on that. It'll be scary. Go for it.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, one thing I also worked in the university. I worked as an IT manager there.
Okay.
And
Oh, you just had an orb fly through your thing there.
It's I have a projector back here that's projecting images. I don't know if you can see more orbs now.
Oh, I can see that. You had a big one that went right across the screen. I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, "You just had something fly through your screen." Okay, so it's you projecting that. Okay.
Yeah, it's a projector. I just got it. And this is the first episode I'm actually using it. Usually, there's red lights. Like,
I was like, I saw purple, and I was like, "You just had something fly through your screen." Oh, like that. Okay, that's what I must have seen. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I did not like that job. The people I work with, and I guess I'm a. Can I put it? I like that what I'm doing now, but I'm getting tired of that because it's not fulfilling. I love this. I love talking to people. I love this podcast. The down the rabbit hole thing is really big. I am getting paid by doing that. This is a huge different opportunity. I'm not afraid of this. I definitely want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to go back to
else coming though.
Okay, good. Bring it on. Daddy's here. I'm ready. I'm ready for it, man. I used to be afraid of everything, Dr. Foster. I was afraid of everything. I was introvert, really shy, quiet, couldn't talk to anybody. Doing this now is like, this is not who I used to be. I'm a different person now.
Got it.
And I actually had to break through fear barriers to get here.
Fear barriers suck.
Yeah. They're here. They're here.
Yeah, that's him.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Foster. I am now ready, if you are ready, to ask you the 6 questions.
Okay, 6 questions.
All right. This is the 6 questions, Dr. Rebecca Foster style.
Okay.
Question number 1. What was the job you did just before you started doing what you do now?
Any job?
Yeah. What was the thing you were doing before you're doing what you're, because this is your full-time gig, right? You're doing this now.
Well, this is what I've done this all of my life. Okay. But I taught, like, prior to this, I taught at the university. I also, well, I've had a lot of little jobs because I've always been dragged back to the readings and everything else. So I've taught. I have done little jobs, like, because I'm not a people person. So I know I'm an extroverted introvert. I know how to be extroverted when I need to be, but I'm very much an introvert. So I once applied for like a dock job during holidays so I could just make some extra cash and load boxes and stuff. But no, I got hired as a manager at a cosmetic counter. I used to do cosmetics. I've worked retail. I've worked, I've just done a lot of little menial things because of this.
Did you do tattoos?
Oh yeah, I do. I have a tattoo shop as well. So I'm also a holistic practitioner and a naturopath. I'm a whole bunch of things. I just bring it all together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. So like you, if I'm not mistaken, was health, you're a professor of health careers or health sciences?
I have my doctorate in health sciences. Yes. Okay. I originally was going into psych and I started it over because it was.
Yeah. One of my departments was health.
I love health.
Health sciences, health. Yeah. All that stuff.
Fabulous.
All right. Question number 2. You get to ask the creator one question about anything. What would it be?
I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. I never question anything like that. I wouldn't. I don't want to know, actually. I literally don't want to know. If you said, here's God, ask him anything, I'd be like, I'd be straight down on the ground.
I'm not worthy.
I wouldn't. Exactly. I would.
What if God said, no, Rebecca, ask me. What if he said that to you? Did you have anything in mind? Like if he's like, no, seriously, it's cool. Ask me.
No.
No.
Can't,
Okay.
no, I just can't even come up with anything at all.
Respect for that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, your faith is strong. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Question number 3. How do you want to die?
Asleep.
Oh,
I want
no.
to just go off. Yeah, I want to go off and like walking like I always do. Maybe a
Yeah.
Bigfoot will come and get me and take me straight through the forest. That'll be fantastic.
You know, it's funny. Ronnie said the same freaking thing.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I'm telling
He
you.
said some funny things about it, but he was like, because the second part I'm going to ask you right now, he said that. So I do love to sleep. And I don't know, like the book I was telling you about, Journey of Souls.
Uh-huh.
One of the things that he found, that Dr. Michael Newton found, is that people who have traumatic deaths or like massive accidents or something like that are pulled out before. Like their souls are pulled out before they go through that whole thing. So a lot of people are afraid of that last pain, that terrible, whatever, however long it's going to be. I feel bad for people who have cancer that have to suffer years and years or whatever, and it's a terrible thing. But
yeah,
according to what he found, zoink, you're out of that before it gets ugly.
Yeah,
which that's what I'm talking about.
I
Second part of that. Oh, go ahead. What's that?
Yeah, I think that's true. I think that most people that I've talked to that have passed didn't feel anything. It was just boom, they were gone. It was done.
Yes. And there's many cases where they talk about that.
Yep.
I saw it, but I wasn't there. Which is okay. That's like, I'm okay with that, you know.
Yeah.
I actually had a moment where I was trying to learn how to meditate in my 20s, and I was failing. And then one day, after trying for like, I don't know how many days, I slipped out. And next thing I know, I'm looking down on somebody, and I don't know, at like right away, I'm like, who is that? And then I recognize the body. It's me, but I've never seen myself.
Oh, astral projection's fantastic, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, it was the best feeling I had ever had. I'm looking at this dude. I know it's me now. I'd never seen the top of my head like that. I mean, you think about it, you never look down.
What I look like.
So I'm out and I'm thinking to myself, or at least my spirit, whatever, is thinking, I'm free. And F that dude's problems. I hate it. And I start to turn away, like I'm going to float away, and immediately I'm back.
You're
and
right
I was
back.
so confused by this whole thing. Like, what was that? And I didn't know. I didn't know it was my spirit or I was astral project. I didn't know any of that until much years later.
Love that.
But, oh, dude. But I was sad because my soul doesn't like my body. that was the
like the body, because the body feels the pain. That's why.
Ugh, I was not fond of myself. Let me just say it like that. The second hard part of that question is, how do you think you'll die?
How do I think I'll die? I'm not sure. I think I really hope that I'm going to die old. But I feel like I'm going to be alone. I think I'm going to be dying alone. That's what I've always thought that.
Well, I hope that's not the case. And
I know, but I feel like I am. I feel like, because I want to live a long time. I feel like I'm going to live a long time. And I feel like at that point where you're elderly, I feel like it'll be alone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we all die alone, from what I understand. I know that some people die with their families present, but we all leave alone.
Yeah, exactly. I won't die with family around me.
Oh, that's interesting. Question number 4. What is the strangest paranormal experience you ever had? Or if we've already covered that, what's the strangest moment of your life?
Oh my gosh. There's so many. I'm going through the Rolodex right now.
Yes.
Can I do like the coolest, strangest?
Absolutely. Please.
When I was little, maybe 5. Well, there's 2 of them, but I'll go with this one. When I was little, I used to wake up in the middle of the night, and I had an angel that would present, that was as big as my room, whose wingspan would cover to the wall and was super bright. And we used to talk. We used to have conversations, but I don't remember the conversations. I don't remember them at all. but they were so cool, and I can still remember it. I did though. You know what? I don't know if I should even talk about this. Probably not, but I'll tell you. I I once I lucid dream all the time. I do jump out of my body a lot,
Mhm.
and I woke up to I had 3 or 4 people. I probably shouldn't tell. I had 3 or 4 people standing around me, and they said, "Just drink it. You won't remember anything." And I
Whoa.
said, "I don't want to drink it. I don't want to drink it." And then I woke up and didn't know where I was,
Mhm.
what day it was. I didn't know anything, nothing at all. And I later remembered it during the day, and I went, "Oh my God, that did happen." So that, and then, but there was so many peculiar things. My kids didn't wake up. My dogs didn't wake. Nobody woke up. It's like
Wow.
I was abducted. It was really crazy.
Really?
Yeah. I'm waiting for it to happen again. Like, I hope it happens again.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And that was you're 5?
No, that just recently happened.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that one just recently happened. I don't know about any other times, but that one just recently happened.
And what do you think of who abducted you? Do you think what was the
I don't know.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, I had some marks on me and everything that shouldn't have been there.
Yikes.
Yeah.
We-
Pretty cool though, right?
It is cool. I hope
love
they're good people or aliens or whatever they
Well,
were.
if not, you know what? They did some, I'm sure, probing someplace or something, because they're like, "You won't remember anything." I'm like, okay, good. Apparently, I don't want to drink whatever that is, but they made me.
It's funny, I'm going to interview a guy named Skits the Hybrid. He's a rapper.
Hmm.
And so I found him. I shared a video that I saw of his. He talks about being abducted. He's on a ship, and he says they take me to this room, and it's
There's
like a tall.
blue lights everywhere too.
What's that?
There's like blue lights everywhere.
Oh snap! He says he sees these babies in these tubes in front of him, right? And he's up looking at one, and it's like in an embryonic fluid, kind of like in a kind of in a form, right? And
Yep.
he's like, I can tell it's my child.
People have said that there's like a telepathic energy connection.
Right. And it's like, he's like, it's a hybrid. It's basically a mix between my DNA and an alien DNA. And I'm feeling, he says, I'm getting overwhelmed with emotion because I'm not going to be able to raise this child.
Yeah.
But then I hear a voice in my head say, and it's like an alien next to him saying, "Don't worry, they're going to be fine. Everything's going to be wonderful." And then they take him to his, yes, he says that everyone has like 20. Not everyone, but anyone who's been abducted might have 20 babies.
Yeah, there's millions of hybrids walking around on the earth right now too. That's why Ancestry.com, 23andMe is so important, because the government wants to know who's a hybrid and who's just human.
Snap. You just blew my mind with that. So I'm going to interview that guy. He's got a documentary out about him. He's going to be on Gaia, a couple of shows on Gaia. It's going to be amazing.
Fabulous.
Question number 6, and the final question, Dr. Foster, who the fuck do you think you are?
Who do I think I am? You know what? I don't think of myself as like I think God has probably beaten me down so much in a way to keep me humble that I don't think I am awesome. I love who I am. I love that I'm able to like get so much done and to help people. And if I'm answering that question of like what's my purpose as to who I am, I think my purpose is to help and save and to redirect souls to their purpose. I think that's, regardless of what I do, I think that's why God has me here, is to I'm a redirector, I'm a light bringer, I'm somebody who helps light people's lost fires and sparks, and that's where I think I'm here. So
that's awesome. That is a great answer. I think you're awesome.
Thank you.
Yes, I think, and thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Can you let everyone here know, anyone who's watching, where they can reach you, how they can get a hold of you?
Well, first off, thank you for having me. This has been a lot of fun.
My pleasure.
People can find me if you just Google Dr. Rebecca Foster. It'll pop up. Everything will, all the different links. But if you go to my website, which is godstool.com, or Jason Hawes will say Godstool, because he's, of course, plumbing.
Right.
All of my links, everything is there to find my books, the shows that I've been on, documentaries, my website, social media. So that's it. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll go ahead and put it in the show notes so everyone can just click on it and go directly to it.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Foster. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh man, I hope we get to see each other again in the future.
Well, sure.
Okay, great. All right, guys, that's it that's the end of the show. If you're interested in it, then go down the rabbit hole. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Doc.
Bye. Thank you.
You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
They said the truth was buried deep in files they tried to burn. David's on the mic now, it's the people's turn. From shadow men in black to creatures in the mist, he's cracking open secrets that the government dismissed. Spooky lights above us, he's tracking every blink. Aliens, cryptids, yeah, he's making you think. With a journal full of clues and a wild-eyed hunch, he's talking ghost towns, lost time, Bigfoot's lunch. Old Dayvid don't know, but he's looking for the code on a long dark road where the weird ones go. Might stay hot when the stories unfold, digging through the static for the truth untold. From pyramids on Mars to sounds in the night, he's chasing after whispers just beyond the light. Tinfoil hat, nah, it's a crown for the bold. Turn the dial